If you want to know how I got to these curls in less than a year, then you are at the right video. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about my transition journey in terms of the 10 tips that worked for me that I would hope work for you in terms of helping with my transition process and speed up with my transition process. A lot of people have been very fascinated at how fast I did my transformation. My transformation took months. I didn't even need a whole year to fully transform. So I really wanted to share these tips, hoping that it could help someone out there, whether it's to improve their transition routine, help to speed up the process, or just any tips that could be essential to helping your hair to progress and grow and, you know, flourish into the beautiful curls that you are trying to make them to be. So we're gonna start, and I'm just gonna be looking at my iPad, which is where I wrote down my 10 tips. And of course, if you have any other questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments and I will answer all your questions, or you can personally DM me and we can talk about the questions that you may have. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So my first tip is the most obvious one, which is no heat. It is time to break up with your flat iron. I am so sorry, but it's time to let it go. If you are still putting heat in your hair, literally you're not gonna progress. It's literally like you're doing great and then you put heat and you're just taking 10 steps back. It's best to just avoid heat so that way you can get your curls to exactly where you want them to be and not having to worry about basically fixing constant damage because you're constantly putting in heat. So please let go of your flat iron, let go of anything that you're using to straighten your hair or anything like that. It's time to let it go. Number 2 is the transition versus the big chop. A lot of people have asked me which route that I go, and honestly I feel like it depends on the person. You definitely want to do what is best for you. A lot of people have trouble letting go of their length, so they do not want to do a big chop, so they just rather chop off hair as they go. So basically, just to define it, transitioning basically is you're cutting along the way all the dead ends and constantly trimming your hair up until you are fully transitioned. Then a big chop would be just cutting off all the hair and starting fresh. For me, I personally decided to do a big chop, and this is where I talk a little bit more about what a big chop was for me. A big chop could be very different for a lot of people. It can go from completely cutting off all your hair to just cutting off most of it. So my hair was almost down my back. I'm gonna link my transition journey video where I've reflected in terms of my transition journey, so y'all can see kind of where it started at up until January. I chopped off most of my hair in my first cut, which was when COVID kind of was getting started, and then from there I was just kind of like letting it grow, just taking care of it, whatever. Then when the salons opened up was when I started doing a curly cut and trimming away even more with each cut just to get rid of ends. So I kind of did a little bit of both. That was just my preference. I really wanted my curls to just flourish, so I did not mind cutting off a lot of hair. If you check my transition video, you will see that my hair was very short a lot of times, but it was ultimately worth it because later on I started focusing on hair growth, which I will make another video on. But ultimately it's your choice, but the faster you let it go, the faster your hair will progress, because those dead ends literally weigh down your curls and it prevents you from having your curls pop up and be as curly and beautiful and natural as possible. Tip number 3, deep conditioning weekly. You must include this into your routine. Every week, dedicate time to deep condition, even if it's just leaving it in your hair for 10 minutes in the shower. Ever since I started transitioning, I made sure that deep conditioning was the one thing I never left out of my routine. I have been deep conditioning weekly faithfully up until this day. Some of my favorite deep conditioners would be, right now I'm really loving the Curlsmith from the Scalp Recipe, the Hydro Cream Soothing Mask. It is super hydrating and I am obsessed with it. I also love their deep conditioner from their Moisture line, which is the Double Curl Quencher. And I also love the Rizos Curls Deep Conditioner, This serves as a regular conditioner to detangle, and you can leave it in your hair to serve as a deep conditioner, which is amazing, especially when you're traveling and you're trying to limit how many products you take. I love this. And then of course, more affordable ones I like Maui Moisture, and then I have like the Not Your Mother's, which I actually have in the shower right now, and they're super amazing. You can find inexpensive ones if you don't mind spending money on more. Like I know the Curlsmith one is about $30, whereas the Maui Moisture, it's about $7. So it's all your preference. You can even DIY it yourself, just making sure to really give your curls that moisture and nutrients that it needs so they can thrive even more, especially with all the damage that it's trying to recover from. And then of course, making sure you include a protein treatment in your routine. So right now the protein treatment that I'm using is the Curlsmith protein treatment, which is brand new. I actually have it in the shower, but I'll link it below, and it has been amazing. I use it about once a month, and it's a great way to just revive your curls, fight damage and everything like that. Or for people who have like colored hair, super good to use that. So I recommend just investing in some type of protein treatment to give your hair protein, which is super important. Number 4, products must-haves. So everyone wonders, what should I have in terms of products? I recommend a moisturizing shampoo, a clarifying shampoo, which will really clean your scalp, conditioner, deep conditioner, and a styler. So that could be a cream, a gel, a foam, a mousse, whatever your preference is. Explore and find out what works for you, but just having a styler to style your hair. And then just extra little goodies that you can have is like a microfiber towel, which I use a lot in all of my videos. I'll link below the ones that I use personally from Lexa Collection. Some type of detangling tool, which I also use from Lexa Collection. And this is amazing. It literally moves with your hair and prevents you from breaking your hair or anything like that. And of course, you know, some type of styling tool if you prefer. Some people use their hands. I personally like to use my Denman brush. It is amazing at getting defined curls, and it's actually what I use for today's wash and go, which I really love. Or there's other brushes that you can use, like this one I got in Marshall's, very inexpensive, about $4 or $5, and it is amazing. To have some type of satin bonnet, a scarf like this one, or a satin pillowcase. These are the best way to protect your curls at night, to wrap them to make sure they don't get frizzy, they don't get messed up, and just protecting your curls. So I definitely recommend getting this. I'll link the one that I get below. I have a lot of different options. They come in different colors, and they're very inexpensive on Amazon, so I'm gonna link them for you. Number 5 is styling methods. So definitely explore your styling methods. Something that I really learned when I was transitioning was trying to figure out what worked for me, whether it was, you know, damp hair, having soaking wet hair. Everyone's different, and for me, I noticed that when my hair is super wet, that's when I get the best results, because it helps to spread the product and it prevents me from overusing too much product in my hair that could weigh my hair down or just not give me the results that I'm looking for. So definitely just explore what works for you. That's just what worked for me. And then just thinking of styling methods, figure out what works for you in terms of the results that you want, whether it's using your hand, finger coiling, which there's a lot of different methods for finger coiling, using a styling tool like the Denman brush. Depending on what you want, just explore and figure out what works for you. Tip number 6 is drying methods. So of course you want to explore your favorite drying method to see what works best for you. When I was transitioning, at first I noticed that what was best for me was air drying, because it would help to set a cast more with the products that I use and just prevent frizz that would be caused by diffusing. I wasn't the best at diffusing, so air drying just was the best and most safe option for me. So it's something that I definitely recommend, obviously just considering it does take longer to dry, but being that I was transitioning and I was struggling a lot with frizz and damaged hair, it was the best option for me. Number 7 is money. So a lot of people think that you just have to spend so much money and it is so expensive, and trust me, there's a lot of options in terms of saving money. When it comes to products, for example, as I mentioned before, Maui Moisture, great deep conditioner. It is so moisturizing, it smells amazing, and you can literally find this in a CVS, Rite, Target, anywhere. And this deep conditioner literally costs $7, and it is 12 ounces, which is amazing. Their shampoo and conditioner. This is a very affordable brand and it is amazing. Their shampoos and conditioners are literally like $7 to $8 as well. So think about it, you can get all these 3 products for under $30. Another great product is, for example, Girls with Curls. I just tried this out today and I actually did a review on this, which will be coming out very, very soon. And this was literally $5.99. Yeah, definitely a lot of bundles that you can find where you can get more products for reduced price, or when they have huge sales or anything like that. A lot of times you could do an email subscription where they give you a really good discount. So I definitely recommend to look and finding ways into where you can get deals and get your products that you really want to try for a more affordable price. I know I always get all of my products on sale and in bundle just to be able to save more money. And just know you can always get amazing results with lower cost products. Don't ever doubt the drugstore products. Tip number 7 is, oh, I already said 7. Tip number 8, avoiding silicones, parabens, and sulfates. We don't want none of that. Those ingredients aren't the best. You don't want a product that basically prevents you from being able to get the good things out of it, if that makes sense. Like silicones, they literally just block your hair and create a cast and preventing anything from going in. And if you're someone with dry hair, or especially transitioning hair, you're not going to be able to get all the good ingredients from the product itself or other products if you're using something with silicone at any point in your routine. So for me personally, this is something that I've learned on YouTube from my favorite YouTuber, which I'm gonna tag below as well. And I've noticed that in my transition journey, the moment I stopped using all those ingredients, because the shampoo that I was originally using had them, the moment I cut it off, my hair began to transform, because literally I was washing my hair and using a conditioner with silicone, and I had all these amazing products and I was struggling so much, and not realizing that those products when I first started transitioning, I was using a silicone. When I first started transitioning, I was using a shampoo and a conditioner that contained silicone. Because I was doing that, no matter how many amazing products that I had, which I have a lot of amazing products, even when I started transitioning, I had a pretty good amount of products. They weren't really doing anything for my hair, and I took a while to really realize that it was my shampoo and conditioner. Luckily, I found my YouTuber that really helped me to learn about these ingredients and understand how they can cause you damage, especially when you're transitioning, because with them having silicone, nothing that I was trying to put in my hair was going in, and that's why my hair was struggling so much and was so dry. The moment I took that out of my routine, my hair journey changed, and that's when the transition period started to get insane. It was literally probably, I started really taking care of my hair in February. That was the last time I put in heat, and then in May, after I cut my hair, I stopped using the silicone. And literally after that, from the summer on, by the end of the summer, my curls were on a totally different level. So it was just insane. So please just avoid those if you can, if you choose to. Obviously everybody's preference is different, but personally for transitioning people, I highly recommend avoiding those ingredients. Tip number 9 is haircuts and trims. The one thing I can say that has helped me so much is getting rid of my dead ends, and that means continuously getting a haircut or a trim for me, I did every 3 to 4 months. So I chopped off my hair in May, got my first curly cut in the end of July, my second curly cut in October, and then my third most recent curly cut, which was in February. And it's just amazing because I've been able to get rid of all the dead ends that were just weighing down my hair, and it's amazing. There's so many different styles that you can go for, so I definitely just recommend exploring a style and seeing what works for you. Be sure to really keep up and just get rid of all the straight pieces. Your hair is gonna thank you later, because once your hair starts growing out and flourishing, it will have no dead ends weighing it down, you know? Just do it. And then tip number 10, which is the most important one, and that would be, do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Don't compare your hair, don't compare anything. Everyone's journey is different, everyone's hair is different, we all have unique textures, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. And it's just important to remain patient and understand that even when someone's hair looks so similar to yours, it might not be that similar. So don't compare how fast someone is transitioning and get discouraged, or how someone's transitioning. Your curls are unique the way they are, and they're beautiful and they're amazing. And it's just important to recognize that you don't want to be competing or, you know, comparing yourself too much, because it can get overwhelming. Just focus on your curls, focus on you, and do what works for you. As you try things, your curls, they will literally talk to you and let you know like what works for them, what doesn't work for them, what they need. And it's important for you to just listen to them and be in that communication with your curls, and trust me, it will change your life. So with that being said, those are the 10 tips that for me, they helped me in my transition journey and being able to transition my hair in under a year. As I said before, my video is linked below for my transition journey, where you will be able to see the progress from the very beginning all the way up until January of this year. So definitely tune in. It will definitely connect with this video so you can kind of understand where my timeline is. And yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Give a like, a thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. Leave a comment for me, subscribe, share this with a friend. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. And of course, if y'all have questions, please reach out. I love to talk about curly hair, natural hair, products, tips, anything. I'm always here, so definitely feel free to reach out. And yeah, I hope that y'all really enjoyed this video, and of course I will see y'all next time. Want to say bye, Jay? Bye bye.